Hi everyone, Dr. Huff here. I thought I would take a few minutes and go over the syllabus with you. So if you are already enrolled in the course, you are going to find your course, Argumentation and Debate, underneath your Canvas shells. So when you go into the Argumentation and Debate shell, you have this welcome graphic right here, and you can access the syllabus two ways. I have it right here, conveniently located under the graphic, or you can access it over here in the left-hand side. But all you have to do is click the link, and it will download the PDF of the syllabus. So here we are. You got my little Bitmoji there welcoming you, and you have my information. My name is Dr. Jason Huff. This is Com2 Argumentation and Debate. It is asynchronous, which means that largely everything is done on your schedule. We will not be meeting at any specified times, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. You also have here my cell phone number, and this is my preferred means of you contacting me. Text me first, get a hold of me, and you can text me any day from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. And that is the most surefire, quickest way to get a hold of me. You can also email me, and my email is right here for you, jhuff@hartnell.edu. Feel free to email 24 hours a day. I will give you a response within 24 hours. In terms of meeting with me one-on-one, I have online office via Zoom, so we will be using Zoom a lot in class, so if you've not used that yet, you might want to get familiar with it. And if you need to meet with me, I'm available all sorts of different times by appointment. Just let me know. So this course is a zero textbook cost course, which means that the textbooks for the course, they are absolutely free and you do not have to pay for them. So I have listed those for you right here with live links. So the Illustrated Book of Bad Arguments, there's a link for that book, as well as the Ultimate Lincoln Douglas Debate Handbook. We will be using those relatively quickly, so you might want to click those links and start checking out your books. So the description of the course: this communication class meets the CSU oral communication requirements and introduces skills in critical analysis and query to promote advocacy. Students will analyze, present, and evaluate oral and written arguments by identifying fallacies, testing evidence and evidence sources, advancing reasoned positions, and defending and refuting arguments. Just like the course title says, you are going to learn how to present a structured argument and how to formally debate. So next here we do have Hartnell College's commitment to equity statement. And as a college, we commit to providing a student-centered design of the college experience to ensure that every student receives what they need in a tailored pathway to successfully achieve their varied educational, career, and personal goals. We'll promote an anti-racism and anti-sexism agenda, and we will raise awareness of the historical context of inequity and promote evaluation, as well as reform of policies and practices that produce structural inequity. We also pledge to work to correct other forms of systemic oppression against students based on race, ethnicity, gender identity and expression, sexuality, national origin, citizenship status, class, socioeconomic status, ability, language, religion, age, physical appearance, intersections of these identities, and others not yet identified. Basically, regardless of who you are as a student, regardless of what your background is, regardless of who you are striving to be, we have made a commitment at our college to recognize you as a unique individual and to value you despite anything that you may be bringing from your personal background and your personal life. So the next section here is called Student Learning Outcomes, or SLOs for short. And basically a student learning outcome is a little mini contract that says, in this class, by the time you get to the end of the class, you should be able to say that you have achieved the following. So the first ones here, students will be able to synthesize and evaluate effects of current events and create both a written and oral analysis. The second one, applying reasoning and persuasive techniques. Students will be able to evaluate an opposing argument from a classmate, recognize logical fallacies, and create refutation. And third, using reasoning skills and critical thinking capabilities, students will be able to create an argument defending a position. So these three student learning outcomes here in bold are ones that we actually report out on to the state of California and to our accrediting body. There are some other ones that I have listed here as well. You will coordinate and demonstrate professional attire for presentational purposes. And simply all this means is that any time that you give a presentation in class, you have to dress the part. And so in Module 1, there is a PowerPoint that walks you through the type of professional dress that I will be expecting for presentations. You will also demonstrate debate skill mastery by preparing and participating in 4 to 5 practice debates or graded debates throughout the semester. And we will cap the semester by working in a group to produce a final research project presenting argumentation for one side of a current events issue. So we'll talk more a little bit about that as we get into assignments right now. At any time, if you need to pause this video so you can go back and reread or re-listen to something, feel free to do so. So, assignments in the course. First of all, we will have regular discussion boards that you will participate in throughout this semester. So these discussion boards, their objective is to generate online discussion and knowledge with an outcome that you'll engage with not only myself, but also your classmates on different course topics. So in order to receive credit, you must post an original response to my discussion question, and you must respond to a classmate's post. So that means for every discussion board question, you should have at least 2 posts total. Your post should be between 3 to 5 sentences at a minimum, or about 50 words each, and in Canvas it lets you know how many words that you've typed. I want you to respond, engage, and I will do the same. My commitment is that for every original post that you make to my question, I will respond to every student. These questions are going to be posted on Canvas with specific due dates, and there's going to be a total of 10 discussions worth 5 points apiece, and that will give you 50 points for the class. You will also have a library research training that you're responsible for. So our librarians have put together a wonderful video that walks you through the basics of how to use some of the different online sources specifically for research for this class. So you will receive that specific training. You'll learn more about research methodology to fulfill the class assignments. And this library training and the corresponding assignment is worth 15 points. We will have some reading comprehension quizzes throughout this semester as well. And the focus of these is that as I assign you chapters, I want you to read the assigned chapter or chapters, paying attention to main concepts, studying any key terms, and when it comes to the quizzes, spelling and grammar counts. So you need to make sure and know the material. Questions will be a combination of multiple choice, true, false, or fill in the blank. And the quizzes will open the day before the due date. So if the due date, for example, is August 31st, the quiz will open on the day before on August 30th. And then you will have basically 48 hours to take the quiz. Each quiz will be 10 minutes in length, and they're worth 10 points each, and there'll be a total of 6 of those quizzes throughout the semester. Also, at the end of Module 1, there is a syllabus quiz on the material that I'm covering now, and that will also give you up to 15 points. You will also be doing what are called practice briefs throughout the semester. And this is just a debate term, basically for a debate outline that you will be working on. There will be 3 different debate briefs that you will work on for practice: an affirmative practice brief, a negative practice brief, and rebuttal briefs. Each of the affirmative and negative briefs are worth 40 points apiece, and the rebuttal brief will be worth 20 points, and that will give you a total for these practice briefs of 100 points. For some of the practices, you will be paired with a partner later on in the semester, and any of your recorded practices will be in Zoom. And very important here, all practice briefs must be attempted. Failure to do so equals you being dropped from the course. So you absolutely need to do the assignments, at least attempt the assignments that are presented to you. Then this will lead us to graded debates later on in the semester. So the graded debates will sort of be the culmination of all of the practice that we do at the front part of the semester. There will be a total of 2 different graded debates, and for one of the debates you will take the affirmative side, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and for the other graded debate you will take the negative side. Just like the practice briefs, all graded debates must be attempted or you will be dropped from the course as well. And then we will wrap up the semester with what's called the Academic Expo. In lieu of a written final test, we do a group final project. And in small groups, you will prepare and present an argumentation analysis on a current topic as assigned, presenting it in a virtual forum. So this will result in a 5 to 7 page paper. Your group will present the paper orally, do a Zoom recording of that. You'll all dress professionally, and this group project will be worth 100 points. All group members will receive the same grade, Now, we'll cover this more in greater detail as we get into the semester. And one of the things that I do have for my final project is called the Survivor Clause. And all that means is just like the television show Survivor, where they can kick somebody off the island, if your group votes to remove you from their group because of difficulties, you haven't been meeting deadlines, you haven't been turning in assignments for the group project, they can kick you out of the group and you would have to do the final project by yourself. So if you are following along with the points, grading is simple. Your discussion boards are going to give you up to a total of 50 points there. The syllabus quiz is worth 15 points. Reading quizzes are worth a total of 60 points. The affirmative and negative practice briefs will give you up to 80 points. The rebuttal brief, 20. Library training, 15. And you'll have 2 graded debates, which will get you up to 160 points. And the argumentation analysis at the end of the semester, 100. So overall, 500 points for the course. And you'll see here that based on what grade you're wanting to achieve, that is the point total that you would want to strive for. So in terms of course policies, attendance, even though this is fully online, it is a participation formatted class, so you do need to participate. There will be regular assignments, and per the school policy, if you are absent or miss more than 2 weeks of assignments, I can drop you from the course. So I understand that sometimes life happens, perhaps legal issues, perhaps some medical issues. We can talk if that's the case, but typically you do need to turn in all assignments because since it is asynchronous, you get to do it on your schedule. So there's very few reasons as to why you would not be able to keep up with coursework. That being said, in terms of stuff being on time and punctual and late work, I typically do not cover late work. It will result in a 0 for an assignment if it's turned in late. Again, if there are some exceptions, something happens in your life, then we can talk about that, but typically late work is not accepted. I have a technology warning here that I want you to pay attention to, and I get that cell phones are part of our daily life. When I wake up in the morning, it's usually the first thing that I grab, but what I want you to try to focus on in terms of your learning is that when you're reading or studying for class, I would really like you to just turn off your phone. That way you can focus in and you will retain more information. Also, with this being a fully online course, keep in mind from a technology perspective that you need at a minimum a computer with a laptop, a smartphone, you can have a tablet, something with an internet connection. You might even do everything on your phone. I know that these are really trying times, and I've tried to design everything so that you can do it with some of the most basic types of technology. Policy on students with disabilities. If you have any documented disabilities, please make sure you've started the accommodation process with the Department of Supported Programs and Services Office. Their phone number is here. You also need to make an appointment with me to let me know of anything that I need to do for you. And it may be that you do not have any documented disabilities, but maybe you have some learning preferences, something that I need to change in the course to help make the material more accessible or more understandable. If you have any request, let me know, and if it's something that I can do, I'll gladly make a change for you. The Hartnell Academic Integrity Policy is here. Basically, do your own work. In terms of any sort of plagiarism or cheating in my class, the first instance will result in a 0 for the assignment, and any further infractions will result in an overall failure of the course. So this would include any sort of in-class cheating where during an exam, maybe you're trying to connect with a friend or somebody else that is also in the class and trying to answer questions together. Out-of-class cheating would be trying to access any sort of work. Perhaps I want you to put together a debate brief on a certain topic and you turn in something that is completely plagiarized by someone else. That would be a violation. And any sort of presenting yourself in any sort of way that is false or false information towards your academic work, just don't do any of these things. Do your work and you'll be fine. And then a note about the final exam, the final project, our final group project, it must be submitted at the specified time. We'll look at the schedule here in just a second. And there's really no excuses for not turning that work in during that last week. So don't schedule any trips out of town and then tell me, oh, well, I'm on early vacation or this, that, or the other. You need to make sure that you are following the guidelines and that the final project is turned in by the specified date. So the very last page here, is the schedule of all of your assignments. So right here, you are working on the introduction to the course. You're going to finish Module 1. You're going to take the syllabus quiz, and you will be ready for your first reading quiz, which is available and open, which is over the Jaranovich book. And you're going to read chapters 1 through 3, so chapters 1, 2, 3, chapter 5, and chapter 7. And that will get you ready for your first reading quiz. And then throughout the rest of the semester, you will see all of the assignments and when they are due. Notice that on a due date, everything is due before you hit midnight the next day. So for any due dates, everything is due by 11:59 p.m. on that day. As we go throughout the semester, you'll note that we alternate here at the beginning between some reading quizzes and some discussion boards, and you'll also have some different modules which will have mini lectures from me guiding you through the basics of debate and getting you set up for your practice briefs, your practice debates, middle of the semester. And then, as we get towards the end of the semester, you will be ready to do your graded debates, and before you know it, we will be to the group project. So that is the course in a nutshell. I'm really looking forward to this semester. Again, anytime that you need to reach out and ask questions, please text me and I will get back with you just as soon as I can. I hope you have a great semester. I'm looking forward to getting to meet you and interact with you online, particularly in the discussion boards. And here's to a great semester.